Hey there, I'm Frank Felker, and today is Friday, July 5th, 2019. Are you taking today off from your small business? Well, I think you should be. I want to talk to you today about why it's so important for you to take as much time as possible off from your business. And not just because you want to spend time with your family or improve your mental health or maybe the condition of your marriage. There's actually great financial reasons behind why you should at least be in a position to take more time off from your business. I want to talk to you about that for just a minute. So first off, I define my definition of success in small business is that you should be making more money, working fewer hours, and with less stress than you would be doing if you were in a regular job. In other words, if you were making, let's say, $50,000 a year in your previous job and then you decided to strike out on your own, and now you're making $45,000 a year, and in your old job you got 2 or 3 weeks of paid vacation every year, and now you get 0 weeks every year. And if you're totally stressed out and working 7 days a week, whereas before you could come home from work and leave the office behind you, you're not succeeding in small business. The last part of that is that beyond making more money today and having more time freedom today, you should be building an asset in your business that you can sell at some point in the future for a cash payment or pay out over time. Something, an asset that you're building, not just something where you created a job for yourself and then it ended up you couldn't sell it to anybody because nobody else wanted to buy that job from you. One of the number one things that you can do to prove that what you have here is an actual business is your ability to walk away from the business for a day or a week or longer, and it will still operate successfully and profitably. Now, I speak with small business owners across the country, and whenever I ask them, hey, when's the last time you took a day off? A lot of them will laugh and say, oh, I never take a day off. I haven't had a day off in 5 years. I work every day of the week. And that's great, and they wear it almost like a badge of honor. But the fact is, that's not a business. I don't know what exactly it is, because it ain't much of a hobby. I don't see how you're having fun with that. But it's not a business. It's not a going concern. In future videos, I'm going to talk to you about how you can get your business positioned so that you can take time off. But right now, I want you to consider doing something for me. I want you to take a day off next week or sometime this month. Today is July 5th. You have plenty of time to pick a day. Probably best for you to pick a Friday or a Monday. And make sure everybody in your staff knows about it. And you don't even have to tell them where you're going or why you're leaving. But I want you to take that day off. And I want you to observe what happened when you come back the next day. Did the place go right down the toilet? Did everything go okay? Was your people not in any sort of position to try to run the place without you present? What you need to be able to do over time is to grow that 1 day off into 1 week off, at least 1 full week off a year. And then you should expand that into 2 full weeks off a year, where they're 6 months apart, and at least 4 weeks off a year, where you're getting a full week's vacation once every quarter. Now, as you hear me say that, does that sound crazy? That's something you could never possibly do? Well, it's important that you do it, and in general, the way that you make that happen is you put the processes and the people in place so that your business operates without your direct intervention. And clearly, that's a lot easier said than done, and I will be talking to you in future videos about how you get that done. But it has a lot to do with creating a book. I call it write in the book, like the way McDonald's does. If you were to buy a McDonald's franchise, they'd train you at Hamburger University, and they'd give you a book that says, here's what you do every minute of the day, from when you open the door till you turn off the lights at night. You need to be creating a book like that for yourself, a procedures manual, training manual for your employees, so that they know exactly what's expected of them every minute of the day. Now, things will come up. Problems will arise, and they'll have to deal with them. And that's when it comes to hiring the right people. And I have an entire online course on that topic. So I clearly have a lot to share with you on that end. But the number one thing I want you to start doing right now is starting to get your head right about this. Imagine the idea of taking a full day off once a month, of taking a full week off once a year, of taking 1 week off a quarter throughout the year so that you have 4 weeks, literally, of paid vacation while people are back at the shop making things happen. Now, let me tell you why this impacts your ability to sell your business for more money. If you're able to take that time off, it means that your business is not inextricably tied to your presence in order to succeed. You can take that book that you've written and all of the employees that you've trained and brought up to speed and sell them to somebody else. And they will pay you for that. That's the kind of thing that people pay for when they buy a franchise. The difference with you is you're not starting a business from scratch, a franchise business trying to sell somebody a brand new business in a new location with 0 clients. No, you'll be selling them a turnkey business with a track record of success that has a book of business, that has a staff in place, that has the procedures, that has the predictable income, the predictable profits, and the predictable time off. And that will allow you to create that valuable asset over time. So just to wrap it back up, to come back what I started this conversation with, your ability to take time off means that you're becoming more of a success because you are working fewer hours, at least fewer hours than you've been working in your own business. The extent to which you hire and keep great people and have wonderful procedures in place will allow you to make more money than you could when you were in a regular job. And finally, your ability to take time off and create processes of this type means that you'll be able to sell the business at the end. And those are the 3 factors of my definition of small business success that, according to my research, over 98% of all small businesses in the United States do not meet up with. Again, that'll be a topic of a future video. But in the meantime, I appreciate you taking this time with me today, and I look forward to speaking with you again some point in the very near future.